Welcome back, grade 11s. I'm sure you are ready to continue with your maths, and let's push this, guys. I've got the next question for you. Reduce the following expression to a single trigonometric ratio of theta. So in other words, at the end of the day, you might have maybe sine theta, cos theta, or tan theta, whatever, but in a simplified way. Okay, so you've got cos 90 degrees minus theta over sine 360 minus theta. Work with a friend for 2 minutes, and then I come back and help you from there. Let's take 2 minutes. All right, guys, let's just check if we're on the right track. We said, first of all, we need to establish which quadrant we're working on. The 90 degrees minus, okay? So it means that it's an acute angle. It's in the first quadrant. And we said all the trig ratios are positive in the first quadrant. Okay, now let's go back. We said the 90 degrees and the 270, it changes the nature of your sine or cos or tan. All right, so sine will have to change to cos, or cos changes to tan, but you guys are doing the caps. Tan needs to change to cot. All right, so now we've got a 90 degrees, so it means that your cos is going to be sine. So you have sine of theta, divide by 360 minus. Which quadrant is 360 minus? That's the fourth quadrant. How is sine in the fourth quadrant? Negative. Okay, that's number one. Do we have a 90 or 270? No, so it means that it's going to stay the same. So you get sine of theta. Now, there's a sine over sine, which gives us a -1. So your simplified version of cos 90 degrees minus theta over sine 360 minus theta is -1. I hope that helps, guys. Now, the next problem, I'm going to do it as an example for you guys because it might be a bit tough for some of us. Reduce the following expression to a trigonometric ratio. Okay, now let's just check. We know that I have to be starting with 180 minus, or 270 minus, or 360 minus, and whatnot. Now, guys, if I have, let's say, I'm from here, going all the way here, right, or back here. Guys, are you watching what's happening, right? Now, if I add 360 or subtract 360, I get back to the same angle, right? If you see it's complicated, let's say they're giving you maybe 1060 and you are used to working 0, 9 to 180, 270 and then 360. Keep on subtracting 360 up until you get it into a smaller one which is reasonable to work with. All right, so in this case you're starting with a negative theta minus 180. As we have said, if you add 360, you still get back to the same angle. So I've got tan of 360 minus theta minus 180. So I have added a 360 there. All right, now let's check. We've got like terms there. 360 minus 180. This is tan of 180 degrees minus theta. Now, can you see, guys, that it's now simplified to what we have been working with? Now, we go back. 180 degrees minus, which quadrant is that, right? 180 degrees minus, that is the second quadrant. How is tan in the second quadrant? It is the sine quadrant, so it means that tan is negative. You get negative tan of theta. So your simplified form is negative tan of theta. All right. Now, the complicated way of looking at it is when you have your tan of, you take a negative out, you've got theta plus 180 degrees, okay? Now, you deal with the negative first, okay? Right? Negative, let's say this is negative k. You've got tan of negative k, we said negative, that's a fourth quadrant, so we get negative tan of 180 degrees plus theta. Now remember, 180 plus is the third quadrant. How is tan in the third quadrant? Positive. So you get your final answer to be negative tan theta. So whichever one, guys, you use, as long as you don't break any maths rule, you're still fine. All right. Now, guys, let's move on to the next problem. Now, I'm giving you 3 minutes to work on this because it's a combination of what we've been reducing the bigger one to your special angles and whatnot. Now, you'll be applying the special angles. I'm giving you 3 minutes to work on this problem. Let's go work with a friend. 3 minutes. All right, guys, let's check if we are doing the right thing. You have sine of 240. Reduce this to an acute angle. You will have your sine of 180 degrees plus 60, okay? Multiply by the tan of 360 degrees minus 60, right? Multiply by, now that's actually a plus, cos of 360 degrees minus 30. Guys, you have to be extra careful here. The 180 plus, it has to take you back there. What is 180 degrees plus? That is 240. The 360 minus 60, it's 300. The 360 minus 30, that's 330. Okay. Now, you've got 180 degrees plus 60. Which quadrant is that? That is the third quadrant. How is sine in the third quadrant? It is negative. So you get negative sine of 60 multiplied by tan of 360 minus, okay? 360 minus which quadrant? That is the fourth quadrant. How is tan in the fourth quadrant? It is negative because, remember guys, we're here. This is all students take coffee. Where are we? Fourth quadrant. That's C. That's cos that is positive. So it means that your tan is negative. So negative tan of 60 degrees plus 360 minus is the fourth quadrant. How is cos in the fourth quadrant? Positive. So you get positive cos of 30 degrees. Okay. Now, guys, you go back to our special angles. Remember, okay, I need to take out the triangle. Let me use this one. No, that's oopsie. All right, so let's just draw it here. What is happening? Okay, that's 60 degrees. Then that's your 30. Now, guys, watch. Sine 60 is a square root 3 over 2. Cos 30 is root. Cos 30 is root 3 over 2. Now, let's just go to our triangle. Sine 60 is a square root 3 over 2. Okay? Then we write that down. But what is negative times negative? That's a plus. So we've got the square root 3 over 2 times tan of 60 degrees, right? Tan 60, that is y over x. So y is this, root 3 over x is 1, plus cos of 30. Cos of 30 is x over r, so it's a square root 3 over 2, which gives us, you've got the root 3 times the root 3, which is 3 over 2, plus square root of 3 over 2. Okay, now, because you're dealing with a fraction, this simplifies to an LCD of 2, and then you get 3 plus root 3. Now, guys, a cool trick about this is that what you do is, you given your sine 240, tan 300, plus cos 330. You've got a natural display. All right. Now, there's your calculator. You type it in as it is. Sine of 240 times tan of 300 plus cos of 330. Right, now, once you do this, okay, so you've punched it in your calculator, you've got equals to, so whatever you're working on, you know that you're working towards a certain answer, which is 3 plus the square root 3 over 2, okay? So it means that if you don't get an answer, which is exactly the same as that, you have made some mistake somewhere in your working. So this is why I'm saying this chapter is the easiest one. You just punch it in your calculator, and then you know that you're working towards a certain answer, and you have to relax when you're doing trigonometry. That's the easiest. For now, guys, I'm going to give you time to go for break again. I think this time around, just get something stronger, get some coffee, and then come back and we do this mathematics. Let's go for break.